How you doing, everyone? This is Kevin. I'm back with another video. We got the Countrymod rooftop parking air conditioner here. Now this is not a 110 air conditioner, and it's not a 220 air conditioner. This guy right here is 12 volt. Never seen one before. Company sent it out. We're going to be putting it in the box trailer. I'm going to be bringing you guys along. We're going to do a review on it and see if it works, see if it's any good. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy unboxed here and get it out on the table and see what's going to come with it. Let's get started. Wow, we'll be keeping this. That's nice to sit on when you're working on something. I have laid out on the table all the hardware that comes with your air conditioner. It looks like a big job, but I don't think it is. I think it's going to be pretty simple. This is the air conditioner. You can get this in a 12 volt version or a 24 volt version. Okay, so we're pretty much finished up on the roof. We put a little bit of a sealer down on that roof, let that dry just a little bit, and then we stuck our gasket on there. So we're finished up there. And I have the owner's manual here, going over it to see what our next step is. This may be a newer version and might be set up just a little different than what's in this book, because I'm seeing a piece here that's not in my kit. So I think we're okay. We're just going to eliminate that step, and we're going to go ahead and start putting our bolts in the bottom of the air conditioner. Now they're going to give you two sets of these bolts. You got a longer one and a short one. I think mine's going to use the short one. If your camper is real thick up there, you're going to need the long one. So we'll just go ahead and screw a nut onto the bottom of this. You want it like this, so this little flange is sticking down. And then go ahead and screw your bolts in. You'll see 4 holes in the bottom of your air conditioner. Go ahead and put them on there. Screw them in as tight as they'll go with your fingers. They stop right there, and then you'll spin your nut down and we'll tighten it right there. It's up right here. Now our next step is to get this inside piece to your air conditioner. Lay it with the face down and back up. And we're going to put this on this piece here. Now, if you look at it, you can't see the holes on this side, but if you look over here, you got holes over here. What you're going to do is you're going to poke one of your screws down through them holes. That way you'll have a place to put them on the other side. So just go ahead and poke those in there. That's going to line it up on there for you, because you can't see them through that little foam they got in there. They got some little foam right here, and they're covering each one of them. That foam's covering them. Now that we got them in there, we're just going to line them screw holes up with the holes on our housing here. We'll give them just a little bit of a snug in there. Before we tighten them up, we want to get all of our bolts started first. Get them in their holes and get them started. Now that you got them all started, go ahead and tighten them up. Okay, all of our bolts are in here and this piece is on. Now we're going to flip it over. There's a wire right here on the inside. We'll make sure we pull this guy out. Go ahead and pull your cover off. You have 6 little screws in this. Go ahead and take them out. Now that we have our vent tube connected here, I think we're ready to put the air conditioner on the roof. So now you're going to grab your 13mm bolts. You got 4 of these in your kit and 4 washers. So we're going to go ahead and start putting, since we got our air conditioner up there, we can go ahead and put our, this is our brace that's going to hold that air conditioner down. We're going to slide this guy up in here, like so. Ours is a pretty tight fit. And we're just going to go ahead and stick our 13mm bolts and washers on this. Now these bolts have the nylon bushing in them. It's going to keep them from just rolling off on their own. Kind of like a lock nut. A little earlier in the video, I couldn't find a piece that I thought was missing. And here it is. This is the piece you're going to need to bolt to your air conditioner when you have it flipped over and you put the long bolts in. You need to put this on, but it's inside of here. I didn't know it was inside of here, so now I got to put this in while the air conditioner's in. It won't be that hard. I just got to put it in there. It won't be bad. So it wasn't a big mistake I made here. Just a little tougher reaching above your head, but it's not hard to do. So we're going to go ahead and put this in while the air conditioner is on the roof here. Now, one thing I've not seen in the instructions, yet everything I've seen, I've watched a video, I've looked over the manual. I'm not seeing them hooking these wires in, these big heavy wires. So I'm going to try to go over them the best I can. And you have a little box right here. You just got to pull that little box over. It snaps on. Pull it over. And you're going to have an 8mm bolt right here. So we'll go ahead and take that 8mm bolt out of there. And then we're going to get our positive wire up here on the top. We're going to mount it to it. We're going to keep red with red and black with black. So we're going to twist our cable up here. And we're going to line our red terminal up on here. Put our bolt in. Take our 8mm wrench, our socket, and go ahead and tighten this guy back up. Give it a good snug. And then we're going to snap our box right back over the top of that, just like that. And we're going to do the ground the exact same way. After you get it tightened, put your little cap back on. Now, what I'm going to do is, if you guys can see, I'm going to tuck my wires right up in here in this top piece. There's room up in here. We're going to tuck them right up inside there. Now I might put some zip ties in there to kind of hold them into place. But that's how I did the big ones. Now, on the air conditioner, this is what goes up on the housing for the bottom. It has a piece right here where those wires can go out. And it has a piece on this side where the wires can go out. That's the only place I see to get these big wires out of here, but I don't see it in any of the manuals or the instruction booklets, and I didn't see it on any video. So we're going to tie these guys up in here the best that we can, and hopefully this is going to work out just fine. Alright, so I wanted to show you how my big wires are up in here, because I don't see them in any of the videos, and I don't see them in any of the instructions on how to put them in. Now, I've got mine zip tied right up in here, holding them up, okay? And then they come around here, and then I had to put a board on here. You can see this is a 2x4 cut in a 3/4 inch strip. And I put that board on there to bring that down enough to where I can cut the slot. I cut a slot right there for those wires to come out of there. So now if you're putting this in a box trailer like I am, you're going to have to lower this a little bit. And like I said, I just stripped this 2x4. It's all it is a 2x4, 3/4 inch thick, and 14.5 inches long. Right here, we don't want to block this hole right here, because this is where our housing is going to bolt up against there, and that bolt has to go up through there. So these are loosely in there. The only thing that's holding them in there is these 4 bolts. And they just kind of squished the air conditioner down and pulled it down. And then my wire goes across the ceiling here, and then it'll go down that wall. Now, I could notch out a 2x4. And then put that 2x4 right down that wall and have it to where it goes underneath for my batteries. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. We're going to get ready to put the housing on here. We're going to pull our wires down through, get the housing up. This thing's almost ready to get fired up. Go ahead and get your outside housing put up there. Make sure you fish all them wires down through there so you can put into your control panel. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and plug my wires in. Now your instruction manual, it shows you where the wires do go, which is, but they're actually explanatory. They're pretty easy. So you just go ahead and plug all your wires in, and they're only going to go in one place. Each one of them is going to go in their own place. Okay, our wires are all hooked up. Now all we got to do is put our control panel up in there and get the cover put on. Control panel in. Alright, I found a couple little blocks in here. It doesn't say to take them out, but it doesn't say to leave them in there. And I'm thinking them blocks are only there for transport because this thing here is electric. So I'm going to pull these little blocks out. I'm just going to pull them out of both sides. There's one on that side. And there's one right here. So I'm going to pull it out too. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to close them vents on that side. So we just took the little block out. We got this 100 amp hour battery here. We're going to hook it up. I got the positive hooked up. Did you hear it made a little beep when I plugged it in? Alright, we have our air conditioner on and I got it to Fahrenheit. It says 81 up here and over here it says 83. Now we're going to close the door on the box trailer and we're going to try to see just how cool it will get in here and about how long it'll take. So at that temperature, let's see what happens here. So it's only been about 9 minutes since the air conditioner's been on, and as you can see, it's already dropped, at least weighs 5 degrees in 9 minutes. And that thing is super quiet. Okay, I have the machine set on 61 degrees. It's been 20 minutes, and as you can see, it's almost on 70 degrees. It's about 71 degrees there. Alright, it's been 30 minutes on one 100 amp hour battery. We started out at 82. And we're down to about 69, 68, 69 degrees. Looks about 68 degrees. It's been 30 minutes. Alright, so our air conditioner ran for a half hour and we dropped about 14 degrees. Now that's only a 100 amp hour battery and they're saying that the air conditioner should last about 14 hours. I think they said on a 400 amp hour battery. Now that being said, it should last about 3.5 hours on a 100 amp hour battery. So that's not bad. If you was to get stuck out and you're somewhere and you need air conditioning and you got some solar on there to help make up some of that power that you're using, this air conditioner is going to do really good. Especially if you're like in an off-grid situation. I think it would work really good. Now, it does come with a remote control for your air conditioner. And in your owner's manual, you want to go over all this before you get started. I only give you the basics in these videos, but it does explain everything about your remote in your manual. So I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. If you're interested in one of these, check it out. You can get that 12 volt or 24 volt air conditioner. I would like to tell everyone thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment if you'd like. Till next time.